Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today I have a foundation review for you guys. I'm going to show you application of the products that I used underneath it, the application of the actual thing itself, a 2-hour update, a 5-hour update, and my official update at the end of the video. So today I am reviewing the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush Effect Makeup, and I have the color Ivory. So this foundation is highly talked about on a lot of different makeup pages, and any drugstore review has always talked about the Revlon Airbrush. This is going to be my first time using it, and weirdly enough, the most expensive drugstore makeup I have ever bought. But if you guys would like to see my official review on the product, keep watching. Okay, so it's literally been 20 minutes since I applied my foundation. The one thing I didn't like about the foundation when I was using it to apply is how sticky it was. Like, you guys won't be able to pick it up. Well, you can kind of. You see how muddy my contour is here? It's usually not like that because it was just getting stuck to it. And I found it the same on the eyes. I do apply my foundation onto my eyelids as well, and I found that it didn't blend, like it stuck too much to the eyeshadow, making it harder to blend out. So that's kind of my first impression on it in the first little bit. But I will update you guys in like 2 hours and see how how it's holding up. So
Hot God Morgan Alderman.
My opinion on this foundation, 2 hours in, it is starting to, I know that you guys won't be able to really tell, and my nasty pores, but it is starting to kind of melt off a tiny bit. So the foundation is holding up pretty well, and it does have amazing coverage in it. So that's kind of my 2-hour update. It's melting off a tiny bit, but that's also just my skin. So all right guys, it has been like 5 hours since I put on the foundation, and I think this is going to be my final update of the night, other than when I go home and film my intro and my outro. But I'll do a final review at the end of the day, like 2 a.m. end of the day. My thoughts on the foundation, it is good. Like, it's staying on my face. Usually at this time, my like acne is starting to show with other foundations, and it's keeping my face pretty well covered. There's like one little like patch right here that's starting to get a little uncovered, but other than that, it's kept my face pretty well. But my overall impression of it throughout the day has just been the annoying part that it is a really sticky, full coverage foundation, and because of that, it has made my contour and my blush not blend as seamlessly, and it's also, since I put it on my eyelids, it has made it hard to blend out the eyeshadow on my eyelids as well. So that's my 5-hour update. Other than that, it's staying on pretty well though, and I noticed that like my contour and my blush and my highlight has stayed pretty well on. I didn't put a setting spray over top of it, but they haven't really moved, so it does kind of keep them in the correct place, but it is very hard to blend out without starting to rub off the foundation underneath. So that's my 5-hour update. Alright guys, it is the final update of the day. I have been officially wearing this for probably close to 10 hours now, and my final review of the product. I feel like the product would work beautifully if you didn't have such oily skin. I'm not saying that I don't like this foundation, and it's definitely going to be something I repurchase, but the only problem is all of my foundation eventually separates, no matter how much setting spray, no matter how much primer, no matter how much stuff I do. I haven't yet to find a foundation that won't separate from my skin, just because I have such oily skin and I have such bad skin. It just tends to lift. So I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but in this area right here, it is starting to really lift off, as you can see around my nose as well. As I've been mentioning throughout the day, I noticed that the hardest part about applying the foundation was how everything kind of just stuck. And throughout the day, it has seemed to be a little bit more seamless as it wears off, but it was still very muddy, very cakey when I tried to apply anything onto my eyelids or onto my face. So that means highlight, blush, and contour were super patchy to put on, and they just stuck to the foundation. Although I do really love the coverage of this, I've got really bad acne, and most of the time by this point of the night, for me just kind of doing my everyday stuff, a lot more of my acne would be showing, but I found that on my forehead and everything here is pretty much covered still, and only a little bit on my chin has been shown. If I took off my makeup now, it would be a complete difference. You guys would see so much more acne, and so this actually did cover very well for very little amount of product. I feel like I used about half the amount of product to get the full coverage on this face by using this foundation. I also want to mention I really love the style of the bottle with the pump. The pump is perfect. I don't really like foundations that don't have a pump on them, which most don't. Like, most foundations do have a pump now, but I have recently gotten foundations that aren't pump, and they're the pour out or they are the scoop out, which I don't mind those either, but the pump does tend to work the best in my opinion. So now I'm going to put up a criteria of how well I liked this foundation. Starting with the coverage of the foundation, I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it an 8 because it applied really well at the beginning of the day, and with no setting spray, it has lasted pretty much all throughout the day, leaving a full coverage on my face. Okay, just a little tiny bit around my chin is the only bit that I had wiped off, and that's really good for me, so you know what, I'll bump that up to an 8.5. As far as application and seamlessness and all that stuff, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Now that seems so low, but you have no idea how annoying it was to try and make. Like, I was using this makeup, a Tarte palette. I was using good high quality makeup, and the blending was just not like, look at it, it's kind of patchy and it just didn't work very well. I'm not saying I didn't like how my makeup turned out today, but I feel like if I didn't apply the foundation on my eyelids, everything might have applied seamlessly. I feel like it made my contour very muddy, which doesn't happen when I'm using a different foundation. My overall experience with this product and buyability is going to be a 9 out of 10. Even though it has lifted a little bit, I feel like adding a setting spray will completely erase that, because as you guys heard, I didn't put on a setting spray today. So I feel like adding a setting spray might help my case a little bit more. And I really do love the coverage. It was a good price for the amount that I am using, and you know, it's probably about the same as a normal, 30 mils. Like, I'm going to use it or have it for a longer period of time, and I can get more use out of it because I used about half of what I have to use to get full coverage on a different foundation. The only problem is I'm gonna have to find a new setting powder or a new way to apply my contour, blush, and highlight, and not apply it on my eyelids anymore, because it does make blending of powders very, 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 very difficult in my opinion. But overall, I really love this product, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys would like to see more, I work with 3 other people on this channel, and we post our own content as well as content together. So you guys can subscribe below to keep updated with our channel. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!